Right, good morning, good evening, good day to everybody in the world. I hope you're all having a great day. Welcome to my mod review. These are my three favorite mods so far. I know there's more in the pipeline, but so far these are the three mods that have really started to enhance this game and, dare I say it, made it game changer. So the first thing we're going to kick off, and these mods are all vehicle related. So we're going to kick off with my first favorite mod. And I don't know if you can tell what it is. Can you tell what it is yet? It is the John Deere 7810. And what a fine looking beast this one is. Very, very good model. Very, very pretty. Can you tell I'm a fan of John Deere? Not at the moment, I'm not a fan of John Deere. But certainly back in the day, they made some great tractors. So without further ado, let's hop in. So this tractor here is all spec'd up as a standard. And looking around the cab, it's a very nice space to operate in, very, very quiet. And we'll have a look at that in a minute, but first of all, let's go and look in the shop. So we're under medium tractors. Now, why do I think this is a bit of a game changer? It's one of the first mods brought to you by Giants. And it's simply because it filled that gap. It was the bridge between the small tractors, the starter tractor, which is going to normally, I'd imagine, be the John Deere 3650, which is £45,000. And when you look at the upgrades, for any small to medium farmer who wants to upgrade, he's going to have to outlay some serious dosh. And then when you get into the medium tractors, yes, you do have the Challengers, 58,000, but again, they're all big bucks. And if you're a John Deere fan, next one up is 182,000, and that's 192 horsepower. But this tractor fills a gap. £68,000. Very, very nice. So let's check out the specs on this one. So we got the Trelleborg tires. Again, very, very nice model. Especially it's a base model. I remember the days of the original Farming Simulator. Yeah, this would have been a thing of your dreams. And we go up to Michelin. Look very nice. Very nicely detailed. And Continental 650, 65s, R42s. Again, look at that attention to detail. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Back to the Michelin, Continental, Mitas. Again, just super, super nice. And then BKT. Again, lovely set of tyres. Now let's have a look. See Vredestein. What on earth am I probably slaughtering that name? And then Nokian. These tyres are supposed to be the next big thing in agriculture. Ground Kings. And back to Trelleborg. And then the options, well, we have, I'm trying to get the best angle on this one. Standard tyres, wheel weights. So you've got the wheel weights on the back there. These really do work. There we go. We've got wheel weights on the inside. Let's have a look. Oh look, and you even have the little bolts come up on the inside. And then I know what's coming next. Wide tyres. Make it look a bit beefier. And then wide tyres with wheel weights. No wheel weights on the front wheels. Look at that, even that attention to detail on this tractor. You've got the axle oil drain plug. Look at that, very beautiful. and then the narrow tires right there. Rear twins, rear narrow twins for those row crops, and then the narrow twins at the front as well. Again, look at that attention to detail. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What have we got next? Rear twins. So I think that's rear twin standards, twins at the front as well, and then back to standard. So you've got a lot of options there for tires and wheels. Very nice. Front loader attacher, quick, Hoyer, and standard. And then for the license plate, no, we've done that. We've done that. Oh yeah, I'm on Riverbend Springs. So we've got type 1, type 2, type 1, no plate, front and back. So there you go, you get the plate up there, and the plate up there. And what else we got? Front and back, back only, which, as the title says, takes the plate from the front, and you have it on the back there. That is quite cool. I like the fact that in Riverbend Springs, it's an American map. Oh, look at that, Eagle 151. It's got that picture in the middle, like I think most US plates do. That's quite cool. So yeah, £68,000. Front load attach is only 1,500. Wheel weight's extra 5. Yeah, okay. So really not that expensive to spec up. So let's have a look at it in the flesh. What a great looking tractor. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start her up. Beautiful. What's that gauge down there? Air. So we've got all the usual gauges, all the usual suspects. No, wrong button. I can't get that right. So then you've also got the air gauge, and I think, what is that? Is that looks like a boost gauge or something? Not entirely sure. That's the throttle on the floor there. Hand throttle. Looking to the left of the steering wheel. There's your shuttle lever. Forwards, reverse, and I'll show you that in a minute. I use manual gearbox, so you'll see that in operation. Very, very nice. Very nice. And then you've got the clock there as well. Yep. And then obviously I've got the manual gearbox, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stick it in forward. Okay, so that's that one. So we're going to shift through the gears. A1, A2, A3, A4, range B, rinse and repeat, B1, B2, B3, B4, and then back for range D, so D4, D3, D2, D1, all the way up to top gear, and then up through 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what they mean when they say it's a manual power shift, okay? So that lever there I'm moving now is the power shift, and obviously, let's have a look, so A, B, C, this is the manual side, okay? Now, I'm no tractor driver, I've never driven this vehicle in real life, and I'm just taking it what I see in the game. So, on the floor there, we've got, now I might be wrong here, clutch, brakes, and the two brakes, left brake, right brake, okay? So when you go from, in real life I think, don't quote me on this, I probably will be wrong, so when you go from A to B, you might have to put the clutch down. I'm not sure. So when you're operating in E, we've got no load, so we can use the gear E. You put the power on. Now, when you're in the field and you don't want to put the clutch down, you use the power shift. And the power shift, you don't need to put the clutch down, so I'm going to put the throttle on full thing. B, C, sorry, 3, 4. And you see there, quite happily changes gear. Whereas, yeah, if you listen to the engine note, when I go from range D down to C, you see the engine pauses for a little bit. And that's almost as if it's predicting a gear change. I'm going to go drive into some traffic here. So we're going to go from C to D, listen to the engine very carefully. And that's not me coming off the throttle, I was full finger on the keyboard there. But yeah, when you go from, so when we use the power shift side, you'll notice there's no dip in throttle. Yeah. So that's the manual power shift. The manual gears on this are A through to E, and the power shift is 1 to 4, but that's a whole different topic. So now we're in E1, we're going to show you the thing there. So if you look in the bottom right hand corner of my screen, you can see there I'm in forward gear. Okay, now if I press spacebar, it now goes to -E. Press spacebar, now goes forward. Yeah, and you see there the pedal down the bottom gets depressed. So that must be clutch. So this makes this tractor ideal for front end loader work, because all you've got to do is select your gear. Let's go for gear range D. Let's go up to D2. That's a nice mid-range gear. Press space. She'll stop and straight back. Stop and go straight forward. So you don't have to mess around with gears while you're doing front end loader work. Now, one thing I noticed there, let's see. There we go. Okay, so look at the pedal on the floor here. Okay, this just proves a point. So we are in gear range A. We're just going to go up to power shift 3. Now notice when I do the power shift there, the clutch pedal doesn't go to the floor. The pedal on the floor to the left doesn't get pushed. Now it won't get pushed when I change gear because obviously we're stopped. So let's go forwards. There you go. Now do you see the clutch go down? Okay, now if we do the power shift, the clutch doesn't go down. Now if we stop in gear, you see the clutch is pulled down? Put it in neutral, yeah, the clutch stays down. Okay, so very, very nice model. Normally tractors as a mod are not a game changer, but for me I feel this is, just because it just bridges that gap from the small to medium farmer. He hasn't got to worry about spending a lot of money. And if you're a John Deere fan, lovely model. Great detail, great sound. Now, you just think we're going to need to find a straight road. This is the first time I've driven on this map, so for the next mod review I'm just finding a nice bit of straight road. This is not a map review ban. I don't want to go down there. I don't want to go down there. Let's try it uphill. Nice hill climb, and we're in top gear too. Right, so our next mod is brought to you by SbSh modding, and it is engine Brakeforce compensation. So basically this takes away the harsh engine braking from manual gearboxes, decreases that on manuals and increases it on the CVTs, which makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's show you what this does. I'm not going to do it before and after, because those of you who've used Farming Simulator know how the vehicles slow down. As soon as you come off the finger, you have that engine braking coming into force. Now, engine braking is a thing, okay? It's called friction. Also, you do have braking systems in place that you can adjust. But let's have a look at this one. So we are going to go straight into E4. So we're on power shift there. Now watch this. I'm going to go foot flat to the floor. Forward stomp, flat to the floor. Here we go. Now I'm going to come off the button. Now look how long this vehicle takes to slow down. She's still rolling. So those of you folks who don't have pedals, this is much easier to drive. If you like the more realistic gameplay when you're using keyboard, you know, you haven't got to keep tapping that key to keep going with the throttles. You don't have to do that. So you see that, push down on the throttle, come off, and she'll keep going. Now, certainly when there's no weight on the back of me, there's nothing pushing me forwards, but trust me, when you've got a full trailer of logs, and I use this a lot in my game, and you take your finger off that pedal and you're going downhill, she will keep on going. She ain't slowing down much, which is much more realistic. It gives you a reason to change down the gears to slow you or keep your speed under control on the hills. Just makes it a little bit more realistic, and that for me is why I think this is a bit of a game changer. I don't understand why the base game doesn't use this sort of technology. I don't get it. But thank you very much to SbSh modding for the brake engine compensation mod. Very nice, sir. Thank you. I salute you. So for my next for my next mod, it is, I've just looked at it and I've got to go back out of the game and have a look at it. It is the realistic cab view from Locky 79. Now those of you familiar with the base game and not having the mod, you know when you turn your head, you're turning your head on a pivot, you know, and you can't look forward, you're stuck in your chair. That's it. What you see is what you get. Okay, now with the realistic cab view, watch this. So now my head is central with the chair, as it should be. Okay, now as we turn around, I'm going to look down so you can see. Look how I start to look over my left shoulder. Okay, so I'm no longer in the center of the seat. I am looking over my left shoulder. And as I come round, back into center, and then I bring round to look to the right. See how I switch over to looking over my right shoulder? It gives a much more realistic point of view when you look behind you. Okay. Also notice one thing. That is as far right as my head will go. Now do you see how I'm really stretching around to look over to the right? I move out a bit more, as you would in real life. Okay, and then it stops, so we look back again, and that's as far as it goes. I can't go left anymore. To look over the right hand side of the tractor, I have to move my head round back again. What a lovely mod. Now the other thing with this mod as well, you can lean forwards. So let's say we're looking behind us, we want to look down at our trailer hitch to load up on a trailer, and those of you who've watched my game, you've seen me doing this. You can now look over and out. Look at that. Superb. Looking behind you, lean forwards, and same here. Wherever you look, you can lean forwards. Okay. So you see there, leaning forwards to the left, to the right. So I'm leaning forwards, looking a bit weird. But if I'm looking here and I'll go, hey, what's on that dial? You can lean forwards and look. Okay, not too sure if there's a partial thing. It's either on or off, so I can't really stop in the middle there, but it doesn't matter. You can now look down through that quarter window at what your front right wheel is doing. You can now lean forward, look down your quarter window to see what your front left foot is doing. Did I say front left or front right? Front right quarter window. You can check out your gearbox, check out your heating, check out the radio. Okay, we can't check out the radio, but and we can lean forward, and especially tractors with screens on them, you know, you can lean forward into them and see what they're reading. So that to me is a game changer. Very, very nicely thought out. Well done, Lockie. Well done indeed, sir. So those are my 3 favorite mods so far. Dare I say it, game changers. The quality is brilliant. You know, the mods are free. They haven't cost us anything. You can't complain about the quality when they're free. But these guys have gone the extra mile. Well done. Thank you very much. Anyway, folks, that's it for my first mod review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll give a link in the descriptions below as to where you can get these mods. They are in the game under mod downloads. Those of you who play the game have probably seen these already, but those of you who don't have that, have a look at the Mod Hub website. It gives you full description as well, and also how to download it. So yeah, thank you very much, folks. As always, keep it easy.